A chilling update on Emmanuel Haro, justice, plea deals, and breaking news unfold.
Today, I did hear that Rebecca might be pregnant again. Let's pray that she's not. All right. I also heard that, but I couldn't find any solidified information. It was kind of a clickbaity AI video. All right. So it's pretty bad. They did not do any of that, but I don't want to break the news to you guys, but I'm pretty sure after you hear what I have to say today that they're probably going to get a plea deal. But I really do hope that in this plea deal, they look back at the past of what the judge did, because they are slamming that judge and they say you got to go hard on them just to make a statement. Thank you, Foxy Amazon, for supporting Guilty of Crime. We've got a goal. We got 8 more to that goal. Thank you so much. Jody says if he gets money to get out, can't they rearrest him on a weapon charge? I mean, they can, but I don't think he's going to get out. I think they know how much money and how much cash he's going to need, and they set it high enough. All right. Thank you. Welcome to new members. I mentioned Sebastian because I have kept on the case, Danielle. It's just there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that are not good, but nothing in the Sebastian case has really changed. And they're still looking for him. They did not find Sebastian, but we no longer believe that he's alive. Gunners Collective was a channel I saw it on. Oh, yeah, we don't know about that one. I've seen it on several channels, and I cannot find any type of evidence that says that. Jay, be careful of that guy. He can't be trusted. I know, I hear that, but I just showed you guys 3 different sources on people that are talking about the landfill. So it's not just this guy. And remember, we have True Crime AZ that's covering the case. But I do understand that there's a lot of sources you can't trust. And I just showed you, this is the 3rd one.
We haven't seen the activity. Maybe it just hasn't been public facing. Maybe they have been out there.
Yes,
and we just haven't been aware of it. But the fact that we haven't seen search and rescue teams back out either in the Badlands area or even around their house, I think is very telling. For a 7-month-old, even if they 100% believe that he's deceased, there would still be a massive presence, I would think, out searching for him.
I hate to tell you guys, after you see these next few clips, it sounds like they're working towards a deal. And thank you, Sweet Leaf, for saying that, because I never want to say something's 100%. Even when we hear it from law enforcement, it's in my opinion, and it's the research that I've done. I don't have any inside information in any of the cases that I've worked on, except for when I tell you I do, like in the Stephen Stearns case. And there's been other family members that I've worked with in other cases where I get inside information, but this is not one of them. All right. Remember, we're talking about baby Emmanuel Haro, maybe in the landfill, and law enforcement is leaking out a bit that they're narrowing in on where he might be.
So I have a feeling that they're thinking something like a landfill, or they have some other intelligence that tells them that, unfortunately it's not, he's not recoverable right now.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
All right. So yeah, again, we've got 2 sources right here. Brianna Whitney from AZ and this SF Investigates, and then a couple of the other ones that I showed you. So I'm gonna pull this down. The DA did say they have a strong inclination of where the baby is. So let's talk a little bit more about the DA guys and the officials. The DA pushing for Jake to be jailed for previous abuse, to keep in there, and to make sure that his sentence is going to be much harder. All right, because of what he did previously, and the judge didn't help. All right, so we're going to get to this, and then we can talk. I'll have time to talk about suppositions. All right. So listen, I don't want this ad. Why are you coming up? All I wanted you guys to see was DA slams judge. The California man accused of taking the life of Emmanuel Haro, 7 months, should never have been let out of jail in the first place, and officials admitted it. All right, Barbie G, that's one of the many reasons I love you and keep coming back to your channel. Thank you. I also have a Guilty of Crime shirt on today, guys. You guys should get one. Guilty of crime, baby. All right. Yeah, that was SF Investigates, guys. And I know he's lost some credibility, but if you know that, that's all you need to know. We'll keep on going. All right. So listen, this was 2 days ago. Prosecutors slammed the public. I wanted to tell you this. Prosecutors slammed the public for spreading misinformation that might distract from the case of little Emmanuel Haro, whose body, as you know or not, has still not been recovered. There's this monster that hides behind those glasses. Once he takes those glasses off, in my opinion, I can see the evil that he has on his face. All right. Now, this was him in the hearing in Riverside on September 4th, but those are just pictures. All right. Now, Riverside County District Attorney Mike Hestron speaking at the press conference. That was August 27th. Fast forward to today, and we're talking about his previous case and it being too harsh. If you guys don't remember, Jake Haro, Emmanuel's dad, listen, he pled guilty in 2018 to abusing his newborn daughter, who is literally severely left permanently disabled, using 3% of her brain, can't walk, can't talk, right? I don't even think she can see. He received a suspended sentence and was ordered to serve 180 days in a work release program and probation. All right, guys. So if you guys don't remember that, or you haven't watched my coverage and you didn't hear the specifics, that's what we're talking about now. So we want to take this case and we want to give him the harshest sentence we can. All right, because of what happened previously. That's what they're saying anyway. Now, Jake, 32, allegedly violated his parole. You guys know about the weapons charges, all right, in 2024. Now, Jake and his wife, Rebecca, have been charged with not just to take the M word, but also abuse, child abuse, all right? Now, since Jake's criminal history came to light, court officials have faced backlash, i.e., the judge. Emmanuel would still be alive if Jake had been properly sentenced in 2023. All right. Now, the district attorney of Riverside County has called out a significant amount of misinformation about Jake's previous criminal case because the DA had already agreed at the time that he should have been locked up. But the judge didn't do that. All right. In a lengthy statement released on Thursday, the DA's office clarified that they strongly opposed Jake's probation at the time, but their hands had been tied. Listen, guys, their hands were tied because of the plea deal. And now they're talking about a plea deal again on October 16th and October 28th. All right. The DA says they made this objection in court and they put it on the record. Their objection was based on seriousness of the injuries of Mr. Haro, of what he inflicted on his, at the time, 10-week-old daughter. All right. This is not good. This is not good. It's good that they're recognizing it, but they're also looking to give him a deal again. All right. There was like 220 people in here. If I can get more than 88 likes, that would be awesome. All right. All right. Now let's get into the judge. I want you to see that the judge sets new court dates. Check that out. And then we'll, wait, I didn't show you that yet. Hold on. Let's get into that. All right, we already saw that. Let's take a look. And now we can have more discussions.
Now to a breaking update in Riverside. The parents of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro were back in court this morning. Prosecutors allege Emmanuel was abused.
All right, so we get to see them in court. We kind of get to see it was a quick, like 5-minute deal, and you can see their how they look if they're looking at each other. They look a little bit. I don't know. They look a little out of it. I don't know what's happening with them.
Over time and killed sometime in early August. His remains have still not been found. And Jake and Rebecca Haro face charges of murder and filing a false police report. Let's go back to Garrett Huddle, who was in the courtroom with both Jake and Rebecca and joins us again from the Breaking News Center with more on what happened.
Yeah, Peter, that's absolutely right. You laid it out perfectly there. And once again, you couldn't get a great look at Rebecca in court. You can see Jake right there as she was being blocked by her attorney once again. Both parents in court today. And now Jake and Rebecca Haro have their next felony settlement conference. This is set for October 16th. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for October 28th.
So listen, guys, what I want to tell you is that if they're already having deep discussions like this, I hate to tell you guys, and we're going to have this conversation throughout this episode. Again, we have an entire episode to go tonight where everybody in this case, all the significant YouTubers that came together, all came together on one episode. But I do think that on October 16th, that they're going to put out a plea deal to these monsters, and they won't even make it to the preliminary hearing. I think maybe the October 28th will get turned into more of a how long they're going to be doing. Kelly Holcomb says, I love your channel. I'm listening in the bushes. I'm rooting for you on Turtle Island. You deserve it. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you guys could smash that like button, it's free. They're off and on 220 people in chat, and I only got less than 100 likes. Come on, guys. Help a sister out, all right? Help your girl out. What's up, Liv? How you doing? All right.
The judge also signing a protective order, something both defense teams objected to. Today's conference lasted less than 10 minutes. And meanwhile, outside court, volunteers with the group called Emmanuel's Law, we've talked to them before, gathered this afternoon, pushing their petition to strengthen child protections.
So Emmanuel's Law is a grassroots movement born.
And this is really awesome that they're doing this, guys, that they're doing a grassroots movement for Emmanuel. They're trying to change the laws, and you know what grassroots is. It's just like on the ground, them getting people together to sign it, out there, going in front of anywhere they can where people can get into it and join. All right, that's awesome that they're doing that. Yes, please smash that like.
From foster families and child advocates across the U.S., and its mission is simple.
Yep,
to stop
I do.
Children from being returned to abusers, and to create a public registry for child offenders.
Volunteers have been following the case. Ortiz says they collected more than 200 signatures from supporters this weekend in Joshua Tree. Tonight, she says they plan to collect signatures outside the Haro home in Cabazon. You can see the memorial there.
All right, so if any of you guys are down there, go sign that. If you're close to that area, find out how to get in touch with those people. If you're local, go sign it. Go help them. I'm sure they would take volunteers for a grassroots effort. What's up, Wolfpack? Good to see you. Much love to you. Just Josie. I love you, Scottish Unicorn, just because of your name. Only me, baby. Good to see you guys. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way in. Thank you, Lori, for supporting Guilty of Crime with that super sticker. Much love. Much love. We got a good episode today, in my opinion.
Meanwhile, we do have reached out to officials for updates on the investigation. Tonight, the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department telling me there are no new updates on the search for Emmanuel's remains. For now, in the newsroom, Garrett Hoddle, back to you.
All right, so they are trying to keep many things hush-hush, you guys, and they're doing that rightfully so.